Hey y'all, it's Ashley bringing you another Hip Kit Club layout. This is my last one for September 2014, and then I'm so excited to get started on the October kits. So the first thing I'm going to do is focus on this stamp set with these different triangles, and there are different patterns, and I believe that there's two different sizes. There's a larger size and then there's a smaller size. And so what I'm just doing is I'm taking the different patterns and just not in any particular order stamping them onto some vellum. The vellum came in our Hip Kit Club or Hip Kits, and I believe it came in the main kit, or maybe it came in the cardstock add on. It came in one of those, and the stamp set came in our stamp add-on. Now I'm just taking some Versamark ink and I'm using that because it's a sticky ink and it's just easier for me to use that, and that's just what I have on hand, but you can use pigment ink for this technique. So like I said, I stamped those on vellum, and with the smaller ones, I stamped a bunch at the same time. Like I just mounted a bunch to the block and then stamped them all over. And they, like I said, they don't have to be perfect because I'm going to cut all of these out. You're just not going to see me do all of that. I'm taking this gold embossing powder from Recollections and just tapping it on there. And I didn't use any sort of tool. I don't think I used any sort of tool. It's been a while since I did this layout, but I didn't use any like anti-static tool just because I'm going to cut them out and I don't need them to be perfect or anything. I have done something similar, like I want to say it was February layouts, because we got a Valentine stamp set, or a stamp set that had hearts in it, and I did this very similar technique, but I think you did it with the embossing powder that came in our kit. And so I use vellum because I want to be able to sew that down and kind of put that extra interest in there. I'm taking some pattern paper and now I'm just working on my layers. I know that I'm going to want to put these triangles, and I cut enough out, or stamped enough and then cut enough to just have extra just in case. And I probably will not use all of those, but at this point I'm just kind of working on my focal point. Now I'm getting into the part where I lay out my vellum pieces and just kind of see what direction do I want them. Do I just want them going down? Do I want them going up or down and coming from the side? And I'm really liking the way that this is looking so far. But I know that there's going to have to be something that these triangles are pointing to. And so I will figure that out here in a second. But until then, I'm going to use just a little bit of adhesive to hold these down. I'm going to try not to use a whole lot because I am going to sew them. And I don't want to see the adhesive behind there. I didn't have vellum adhesive when I was doing this video. I now have vellum adhesive. I just got it in, and so obviously I'm not using that for this particular layout. So just kind of putting those down where I want them, and then now I'm going to kind of decide what do I want in the middle of this, well, next to the focal point. And I really like this this word that says awesome, or the font of it, but it was just a little bit too long for me for this layout, and so I went ahead and decided to trim some of it off. And I think it looks just fine, even though it didn't have as much of the scripty look to it. I think I kind of took away from that, I guess, but it fits perfectly, and I ended up liking it anyway, so I was perfectly fine with cutting some of that off. And now I'm just adding some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals to the back of this. I really like the dimension in those. It's not too thick, and I mean, they're pretty inexpensive and they're easy to use, so I really like to use those when I'm mounting something for a dimensional look. I wanted to kind of get that awesome piece squared away because I didn't want to add my focal point and then it not all match up the way I wanted it to. And so I went ahead and put that on, and then I added this owl. I just think it's not, I'm not doing like a literal page or anything like that. The owl really doesn't mean a whole lot other than I really like owls, and I thought it was really cute on this page. The picture is actually of me getting my makeup done, and I wanted to focus on the fact that we really loved our makeup artist. She's super sweet, and she's from our town originally, but she's doing a lot with her work, and it's just her business is growing. So but we had a lot of fun with her. She did my sister's wedding and she did my wedding, and so and she's great. Like, I trusted her so much. I'm not really the one to trust people to do my like makeup and then me it'd be like the biggest day of my life. But at the same time, I was like, we had done trials, of course, but I trusted her completely because I just knew that she was going to do a great job, and I had seen her do other people's makeup before. So the title of it is not original. It's Awesome Makeup Artist, and I wanted to try to figure out what I could do, because really I do this a lot. I take a word that maybe came in the kit. So for instance, I'm going to use awesome, or if love came in it, I may have done like love, I would have tried to incorporate love in there somehow. And so I do that a lot, and that unfortunately sometimes makes for not such original titles, but I really like to use the stuff because it makes it, number one, it makes it so much easier, but number two, I love like the scripty fonts, and I love to use the stuff that came in the kit or the stuff that you buy. And so, and if it's already written for you, I don't see why you wouldn't use it. So I always make my titles work with something that we've received. And I don't care near as much if the title's not original. I'm not like, that's not something that bothers me. So for instance, right there, there's like life and love, and I can use those in other layouts as part of my title, and I do that a lot, and I really like the way that it looks, and so that's just what I choose to do. That's just kind of a personal preference there. Trying to just see, and I really kind of like the way that looked with that floral piece, and I think maybe I just thought it was too much, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I kind of liked that. But I do like the hearts. I put these 3 hearts. This is from the Teresa Collins 9 & Company line. By the way, that awesome piece looks like it was from that line, but it's from my mind's eye. And I'm just adding a few more stickers and elements. Basically, I'm using the My Mind's Eye and Teresa Collins lines for both the stickers and the chipboard pieces. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I want to add. And I really liked kind of the touch that other chipboard piece gave under that focal point, because it tied in the word awesome, which is, they're very similar colors. So I'm loving the way that this is looking so far. And I'm really kind of sad because my pictures did not do this justice. Like, I really liked the way it turned out, but I don't think my photos were so great. But anyway, so I really liked it. I hope you guys do too, and let me know if you have any questions. And I did add some India ink just in case you see that black splatter. Have a great day.